Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. We got 2 live streams back to back. Apple followed by Nvidia. So if you're watching this live now, stay with me at the end. I'll automatically take you into the Nvidia event. If you are watching this recording later or watching the live stream later, the same thing. Watch to the end and I'll take you into an Nvidia special. We've got 2 specials back to back. Extreme opportunity here. You'll see my portfolio is now 119,000. It did touch 120,000 earlier, all-time highs. Incredible stuff. Remember, I've never shorted the market. Don't short. I don't do options. I started with just $5,000, and you can see I'm at 119,910. I did hit 120,000 a few minutes ago, so it's very, very exciting. Anyway, we've got an Apple event now, followed by an Nvidia event, and a huge price target to talk to you about. So I'm going to bring that on the screen. So I'm not going to leave you hanging around, but do tap the like button and consider subscribing if you like live, real content made live, unedited as it is. I'm only in the S&P. I don't pump and dump stocks. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to sell videos. Very, very important to understand that. So let's get straight into it. And I've got a new price target. Look at this. I'm just going to show you. Just been sent this. Apple analyst Rosenblatt Securities has issued a new price target. Check this. 183% upside. Yep, you heard me right. 183% upside, dictating a $43. It's all to do with Nvidia, AI, and everything else. So this is what's called institutional investment amongst each other, networking money, enterprise money being spent with each other. This really is driving the markets right now. Like I've said, a 3x on the S&P by the end of the decade. Huge potential here. So on the 23rd of September, last night, Barton Crockett from Rosenblatt Securities issued a new price target of Apple at $643, indicating 183% upside. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that is a huge position. That's not the average. It's not the highest. Well, it is the highest, but it doesn't rank in the highest section, even though the highest is 315. It's double that. Huge target. Anyway, let's share with you some news on Apple right now. If you do like this content, please do tap the like button and consider subscribing. We've got an Nvidia special coming up in a minute live straight after this. Anyway, let's go over to this. Apple's secret weapon driving the super cycle. This is just out. Now, if you're not able to access all the information that I use, all my members can get special deals. Live in the chat is for you now. This is Seeking Alpha. With my referral, you get $25 off and you get a free trial. You don't get that without my referral. And Alpha Spread, I know the CEO. All my members get a free plan and a premium plan. A discount so good it makes my membership for free. That's in the live chat for everybody. Everybody else, it'll be below the video when you watch the video. Markets are rallying again. We could hit 120,000 again in a few moments. I'm watching very closely. Look at this. Anyway, let's go to the news and see what's going on. All-time highs being set every day on my portfolio at the moment. Absolutely great. Right. Summary. Apple's new AI-enabled iPhone 16, which we've just talked about, is just out a couple of days ago. It's going to take a little while to feed through because you've got the AI element to it being added later, and people are expecting to pay for it as well. We shall see if they do. Apple's new AI-enabled iPhone 16 expected to drive a major upgrade cycle, potentially replicating the success of the iPhone 6 launch. Ooh, that was a big one. Despite high expectations, the market is divided, presenting an opportunity for upside if Apple exceeds forecasts, with the UBS setting a price target of 236. I think, but that's nowhere near our the target I was just showing you a moment ago. I think Apple's strong AI integrations and powerful weapon, their trade-in program, will spur demand, enhancing their ecosystem and boosting recurring revenue from AI-driven services. Warren Buffett's recent recent Apple stock sale pose a psychological risk. Now, we've got to get over this. People keep going on about this. It's no big deal. Warren Buffett simply trimmed his position. Still got a huge position. Didn't sell it all and go, Apple's rubbish. That's not what happened at all, but people keep focusing on that. Anyway, AI software services supports a strong buy rating. Let's go down here. Investment thesis. Going into the event last week, the market had high expectations around the new iPhone 16. This is one of the first AI-enabled devices that Apple has ever launched. I think the stocks rally in the months leading up to the launch showed that investors are betting on a wave of upgrades this cycle, particularly given that a portion of the current installed base has not been upgraded in 4 years. Some analysts are bullish, projecting a super cycle that could break previous sales records with an estimated 300 million users primed for upgrades. Can you imagine that? Well, it could easily happen. What's odd about this iPhone cycle is the division in opinions among investors and analysts. Some analysts, like Dan Ives, are bullish. However, not everyone has joined the hype, and some are not convinced that this new AI phone cycle will be influential. Herein lies the opportunity, in my opinion. A lot of news headlined tout the bullish forecast, but I think it's clear that the overall investor community is not nearly as net bullish. This represents a tranche of capital that could be unlocked and could buy Apple shares if they surprise to the upside. There's still a lot of money on the sidelines waiting to come in. This could present opportunity. I think it will. Now, obviously, this other analyst looking at over $600 for a share, anywhere in between, it's good for me. I'm not really focused on the all-time highs or the highest price targets. I'm a long-term investor in the S&P, and I'm happy to own Apple through that. Being one of the leading elements of the S&P. All the Apple shares have slumped more recently heading into this long-awaited product launch last week. But remember, NVIDIA is the same. And we're going to talk about NVIDIA in the next live stream. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Some massive news there today. You've all been watching NVIDIA explode today. No surprise. I said that was going to happen. We'll talk about why. And I've got Jensen live on the show as well, which you want to make sure you listen to, right? All the Apple shares have slumped more recently heading into this long-awaited product launch last week. I still think they can exceed market expectations and closely mirror the success seen with the iPhone 6 in 2014. Back then, the larger screen iPhone 6 triggered a massive upgrade cycle, selling 74.5 million devices in just 1 quarter and successfully pushed Apple's profits to record levels at the time. In fact, the iPhone 6 has still not been passed as the best-selling touchscreen smartphone lineup ever. So we are due a record, right? Well, not necessarily, but we like to think so. That is until the latest iPhone came out. This year's launch has similarly high expectations, with UBS recently raising their price target for Apple to $236 because of their integration of advanced AI features, Apple Intelligence, including there it is. I was just reading ahead of myself there. And other features like enhanced cameras, faster chips, and improved super user experience will spur demand for the new devices. I don't believe people are now buying the iPhones because of the slightly better battery, slightly better camera. I don't think people are, but I do think the AI could bring us something. Let me just check in case we've got breaking news here as I'm making this video. See if this is relevant. Let me have a quick look.
After the market's ripped and already at an all-time high. I mean, it used to be, if you ask him when do people pile in from the retail networks, after it's ripped massively. So part of me thinks that's closer to a sell signal than a buy signal. And, it's not like I'm a spring chicken. I've been doing this for a long time too, so it's like I've seen that play too. You jam all the slowest moving guys at the top. I'm not super bared up. I just think that the risk reward, like what I just heard, is buy everything. Let's buy international. Let's buy small. Let's buy large. Let's buy value. Let's buy credit.
Yeah.
Like maybe what's happening.
The markets are certainly broadening. I just wanted to pick up that point. Anyway, I want to come back to this point here. We'll be wrapping up shortly and going over to our AI event with NVIDIA and Jensen live as well. So stay with me for a moment. Okay, so I think that with a user base of over 1.3 billion iPhones, Apple will likely benefit from a strong upgrade, even if just a fraction of these users opt to do so. With this, I think Apple is still positioned as a strong buy, despite recent slower iPhone sales. The potential for another major upgrade cycle gives Apple an edge in the smartphone market over their competitors, all powered by AI. Okay, I don't think there's much more I want to share with this other than just general information there. We'll share that on the screen. What's the last paragraphs? We do mention NVIDIA. Let me bring all this in. So if you've just tuned in, the reason why we're sharing this, it's an Apple special this afternoon because we just had a major price target here of 183% upside, $643. And I wanted to mention this. It's very significant from Rosenblatt Securities. So that's why I'm doing this special for you right now. And what I'm about to show you on the next live stream, NVIDIA, could fuel this. Okay, that's why I'm just reporting on this. So, while expectations were high going into the event on Monday and a lot of new AI features were already known, the new iPhone 16 arguably surpassed many of those expectations, since the device's AI-powered capabilities, such as Apple Intelligence, go beyond incremental software upgrades and make the company capable of capturing strong demand across their larger install base. Please do tap the like button. It really helps this stream. It's a live stream, but I'm also making a live video here as well. Don't get me wrong here. I know Apple is probably one of the most efficiently priced stocks on the street right now, given that they're one of the largest world's largest companies. But despite being one of the most closely monitored stocks on Wall Street, probably second only to NVIDIA in tech circles, and we're about to cover a special event with Jensen on the show, so stick with me, the market actually appears to be inefficiently pricing Apple here, because the investor community is so divided on this equity. As I mentioned above, UBS's recent price target shows that the market has not fully priced in the potential impact of this launch. I think shares remain undervalued even after a ton of publicity after the event. With their strong AI integrations, consumer excitement for the new iPhone model, and the company's user base that is ripe for an upgrade, the stock is positioned for further upside. So, the purpose of me doing the follow-up coverage is to show that because the investor base is so divided, investors have a unique opportunity. What's made this event so big? Just going to finish up on this now. Apple's last updates from the September 9th event refreshed a lot of their consumer lineup across their iPhones, AirPods, Apple Watch, product lines, etc. I think what's telling here is that while the innovations are incremental, they're also valuable at the same time, and shows Apple's durable innovation pipeline, with the iPhone lineup now entering its 17th year as a product line. I think we're going to leave it there. I don't want to go on anymore because we're about to start our major event for NVIDIA. So just to recap, and a lot more of this will come into color, make sense, into focus when I show you what's being said around AI and NVIDIA and everything else, and it'll all come into this. I think what NVIDIA are about to release with the Blackwell, that's in my next live stream in a few minutes. I think people will get excited about their iPhones again, because a lot of people have been bored with their iPhones, thinking, oh, I don't know. But I do think that this could fuel a whole new set of buyers and really pump the markets back up again. Anyway, what do you think? Let's... I've prepared this. I've got a few things to show you. This is about top tech opportunities. I'm just going to share this with you just before we
Joining us now is EMJ
go on.
Capital founder and president Eric Jackson, someone who I know
inverted for so long and then finally broke out to the upside the way that we've seen recently in a benign economic environment where rates are cutting down was August of 1982. And when that happened, and there was a stock market rally, which lasted 10 months, NASDAQ went up 107% over those 10 months. So I think we could be in for an everything rally. It's not just small cap tech, although that will participate. It'll be the Mag 7. It'll be other stuff too.
Like Bitcoin, which is going up, gold is going up, commodities are going up. I mean, that speaks to the everything rally. So Tesla. There's a lot of excitement around Tesla lately. Deliveries coming in. Also, we get the robo-taxi day on the 10th. You say it's the biggest AI stock, which is not fully recognized as an AI play. Why?
Yeah, we also got the China news too, and that benefits Tesla as well overnight. It's the full self-driving is obviously what's going to drive the robotaxi event, and full self-driving is all neural nets. It's all AI. They're the leader in the world in terms of miles driven. They have all this information, which is making FSD better and better. So, yeah, I just don't think they have gotten the credit to this point for being an AI play that they will. The rally is going to continue, like we've seen for Tesla since August 5th, at least through the robotaxi event coming up next month. And the other thing is, if you watch the Larry Ellison Oracle Investor Day talk a couple of weeks ago, it's clear that he's still a huge fan of Elon's and of Tesla. And I don't think there's anybody in tech who I respect.
Now, why I'm playing Tesla on an an Apple AI live stream leading up into Nvidia is because these stocks tend to trend together. There's a lot of correlation. If Tesla does well, more than likely we're going to get Apple and Nvidia rally. We've got Nvidia rallying, and there's a reason for that. Blackwell news. Coming up in my next live stream. So stick with me.
More in their opinion than Larry's. And Larry, even though he went off the board of Tesla 2 years ago, people forget part of what happens when he did that, he doesn't have to do any filings, and so he has likely not sold any shares. They're probably worth $9 billion today from the $1 billion that he paid in December 2020.
I don't know how Larry's feeding his family at this point. Does the Elon Musk factor into any of your Tesla analysis? Obviously, polarizing guy. You hear these stories about people say, I can't buy a Tesla anymore because it's Elon Musk. Does that factor in at all? Or is that just sort of media and Twitter hype?
I mean, it factors for good and for bad, Brian, but I think the good is way more than the bad. This is a guy landing rocket ships on, platforms in the middle of the ocean. So I think for Tesla shareholders, the FSD story is an Elon story. So you take the good with the bad, and it's still a great story going forward.
This is a great story. If you haven't been to Easton, Maryland lately, on the Eastern Shore, there's a guy named Paul Prager who's putting all of his money and time into making Easton this destination. My family, that's actually
okay. I'm going to close that there. Just wanted to get a bit of that for you. And we're about to go over now to our special AI Nvidia live stream. So this stream will take you right there. This will also be its own video later. Now, what do I think? Do I believe that that price target is reachable? I have to be honest. I feel it's wildly exaggeration. Like I said before, I do see somewhere in between, but nowhere near that. I don't see it. I can't see it going that high. But who knows? I do think that we're about to get a major explosion on earnings with Nvidia and Blackwell, and we're about to cover that now. Just got Jensen, some information from Jensen, which I think you're going to love. So very exciting. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think that the Apple price targets are realistic? It sounds pretty wild to me, but these are the numbers being batted around. I think what it all comes down to at the end of the day is people just don't know how to value yet AI. And AI is being measured in the wrong way, in my opinion. It's not about gadgets or can we add this extra feature. For me, where the real money is enterprise. Money within each other, and it's all about efficiency, making those businesses at the top more and more efficient. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not too concerned about the whole, now we've got ChatGPT, now my phone can do this. I think that's looking at it in the wrong way. Lot smaller. I think it's what's going on behind the scenes, things that we won't see, the way the networks and the enterprises work. That for me is what I think it's all about. Do you agree with me? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. Anyway, we're about to come to the end of our video and of our live stream and go into our next live stream. It's just moments away, and this is it. It's an NVIDIA Blackwell special. We've got information about Blackwell. We've got information from Jensen coming up in the live stream. Some great price targets, great information. It'll also be its own video later. So join us for that. That's about to go live in just a couple of minutes. If you stay right where you are, I will take you there automatically. I'll also give you the link. And everybody watching this video later, the links are below and above my head. So I'll give you the links above here. If you click the more button, by the way, at the bottom of the description, that brings you these links I often talk about if you can't find them. Down below in the description, I shall also post the NVIDIA Blackwell event. It's going live in just a few minutes. And for everybody else, here it is. Here's the Blackwell event just here. And down here, I will put my latest psychology of investing. Cash is most certainly not king. It's absolutely nonsense. And I think I actually completely prove it if you watch all the way through the video, that is, and see all the way through how I explain it. But down here is cash is most certainly not king. Anyway, join me now. This video, if you're watching the video, will take you straight into Blackwell. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.